still another few minutes, so I'm hoping people will come one by one, as I can see. Great, great. Let us take our place. Hello, everyone, once again. So I'm hoping people will come. Okay, right.
Do we have to have our videos on?
Yeah, that will be great if you can keep our video on, so we can see you as well when we run through some of those exercises. Then we can see as well.
I haven't got much.
Hello, Maggie G. Hello, Miss Maggie Hall, right? How are you? Good, good. Hello, Sunita Ji.
Hello.
How are you doing? Okay,
Yes.
while we're waiting for others, okay, let's see quickly if we can just know where are you joining from, and how did you hear about this, and also what is that you're aiming to get from this workshop today. So yeah, I'm just seeing a couple of other people are just joining now. Okay, let them join. Yeah, so if you like to just share where you're joining from and what has inspired you to join this event or this session, and one thing that you are really keen to get from this session today. Yeah, you can unmute your mic. I mean, let me just unmute as well. So you can simply unmute yourself, accept that, and then speak whatever you like to share. So while we're waiting, at least it's better. We can at least get to know each other well.
I'm a friend of Pushpa, and Pushpa sent me this link. So I'm very curious to know what I'm going to gain from here. So it will, at the end of the session, I can say whether I've gained anything or not. But at the moment, I'm just curious to find out what's.
Absolutely all right. Welcome, welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
We'll see how it goes then today. Who else like to share or say anything? Yes, please, Maggie. Yes, Miss Maggie Hall. Yes, please unmute yourself.
I live in Formby, just north of Liverpool, and Pushpa told me about this, so I'm looking forward to it, to advancing my knowledge.
Welcome. Good to hear.
Hi.
Yes, please. We can hear you, right?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Hi, I'm Sunita. I've also been introduced by Pushpa as well. Yeah, so for me, I just want to be relaxed and calm. Yeah.
Right. Welcome, Sunita ji.
Thank you.
Yes, Neola, right? Is it? Yes, please share where are you joining from and what is that inspired you to join today?
How you doing? I'm Noel, and I'm from New York. And I found this on Eventbrite, and I'm hoping to learn more.
Wonderful. Wow.
Amazing.
Really amazing.
From how many countries?
Welcome, Noel.
Welcome, Noel. It's really nice
Thank you.
to see people from a different part of the world joining us today. Yes, so those who have just joined now, could you please also share a little bit introduction about you? Where are you joining from and what inspired you to join today? I think some of them have already done. So we're waiting for Miss.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm joining because I belong to Pushpa's afternoon class that we do 3 times in a week, and I'm looking forward to it.
Great, great.
Thank you.
Welcome, Ms. Jasveer.
Welcome, Jasveer. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you, Pushpa.
You're welcome, Jasveer.
And Mr. Ronald, would you like to introduce yourself or would you like to turn on your camera? That would be great. Just a few words about where you're joining from and what is that inspired you to join. Are you able to hear us, Mr. Renaud? Ronald, sorry, if I'm pronouncing correct.
I don't know if I turned on my camera, but I'm from Pasadena, California.
Where did you hear about this one?
I just saw it on Eventbrite.
And what is that you're looking to, what are you expecting from the session today? Or that inspired you to join today?
I need to learn how to relax. So many
Welcome.
people say I don't know how to.
You're at the right place today. Welcome, Mr. Ronald.
Thank you.
Okay, hope some more people will join. So just to say a few things, of course, we are also live streaming this on YouTube. So if anyone, there will be more people who would be watching us as well. So we'll see what we learned today. So let me first introduce myself. My name is Sumit. I'm one of the volunteer of Art of Living Foundation. Art of Living is an educational and humanitarian organization that exists in 156 countries, mainly run by the volunteers like myself. By profession, I'm a property surveyor, property investor, author, and I own a few businesses. Also with me, I have Puspa ji today. She's also one of the volunteer. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi.
And then,
Hi. Yeah.
Voice is breaking now. Yes, please. We can't hear you, Pushpaji. Maybe network or something. Okay, so I'll introduce her as well. Just so Pushpaji is also one of the Art of Living volunteer and teacher. She'll be with us today. We'll run the sessions together. And so let me start with a very short story. The story goes like there was a professor. He was walking by the side of the river, and he found this boatman, and he asked the boatman, "Mr. Boatman, can you take me to the other side of the river if I pay you $100?" So the boatman agreed. He said, "Yes, why not?" So they agreed, and then the professor sat in the boat, and they started traveling in the boat. Then, after a while, the professor asked a question to the boatman. He said, "Boatman, do you know anything about physics, how the law of physics and things works?" Uh, Boatman got puzzled, and then he answered, "No, professor, I do not know." And then they keep traveling further, and then professor asked another question. He said, "Mr. Boatman, do you know anything about chemistry of various type of chemicals, how they react or how they act?" Again, the boatman answered, "No, professor, I don't know anything about chemistry or the different, law of chemistry." Then they start traveling further, and then they started going. And then again, as always, the professor has that habit of asking question. Uh, so basically, up to this level, what happened is when he said he doesn't know anything about physics, then the professor also answered. He said, that means if you don't know much about physics and law of physics, that means 25% of your life has gone to waste. And then when he answered the second question, then he said, if you don't know anything about chemistry as well, then another 25% of your life has gone to waste. Then the professor asked another third question, and he says, "Okay, Mr. Boatman, do you know anything about financial market, shares, bond, or anything about financial market thing?" The Boatman answered, "No, professor." So the professor answers back says that that means if you don't know anything about all of these three things, means 75% of your life has gone to waste. So they start traveling further, and then after a while, the boatman asked a question to the professor, and boatman asked the question to this professor saying, "Professor, do you know how to swim?" The professor answered, "You know what? Guess what?" He answered, "No, I don't know how to swim." So the boatman says, "You know what, professor, if you don't know how to swim, then there is a hole in this boat. And if you don't know how to swim, then 100% of your life is going to go waste now." So the moral of the story here is, or the message here is, no matter how much skills you know about physics, chemistry, art, science, money, finance, but if you haven't learned about soft skills of life, then the life is basically, it's not really a right use of that life. So this is very important to learn the soft skills of our life. Things that we never learn in our school or home, or even in college or anywhere else, right? So that's the message here. Now, I think there's some more. 1 minute. I think somebody's trying to just join. Okay, fair enough. You all can hear me well, right? Okay, great. So now let me say, let me ask you a question. Have you noticed in our life there are times when we feel happy, enthusiastic, creative, productive, all bubbly and jumping as a balloon in the air, right? Yet there are times in our life when we feel bit heaviness, sad, depressed, as if that balloons just got crushed. Have you noticed that? And if I ask you a question, why do you think why that happens? Some days of our life is so much positive emotions and everything going well, and few days of our life has got opposite, like where sad, depression, heaviness in our heart, we feel that. Why does that happen? You may use the chat box if you like to type, or you can speak here. You can unmute yourself. Of course, most.
I
Yes.
think one's state of mind.
Yes. Fine. Yes.
If in a nice state of mind, everything jolly and happy.
And bubbly.
But if
Yes.
the
Yeah.
state of mind, everything is depressing, I feel.
In other words, depending on the level of your prana, whether it's high or low.
Very much spot on. Yes. So if you see it closely, is nothing but the rise and fall of energy level in our body. When the energy in our body is high, we feel all positive, creative, productive, enthusiastic, joyful, as if dancing, jumping, in the sky, right? When the energy level is down in our body, that's when we feel sad, depressed, stressed, isn't it? Like you will not find yourself when you have too much of energy and you feel stressed. No, right? If you see what is a simple definition of stress? When the demand is higher than the capacity, that's when you feel stress, isn't it? Like in other words, when you have too much to do and you have very less time or capability to deliver that demand, that's when you feel stressed, isn't it? So which means if your energy level is higher, you will feel creative, productive, and whatever you do in your life, that will be to the fullest, right? So wouldn't it be good to learn or have a tool that can help you to increase your energy level, especially when it's low? At your will, anytime you can increase it, right? So let me share something. More than 18 years ago, basically, I come across with this technique or tools called Sudarshan Kriya. We'll discuss more about it a little later, but let us first understand what are the things that gives energy to our body. Anyone like to guess? How does this body get energized?
Exercise.
Water?
Exercise, yes.
Food.
What else? Food, yes.
Food.
Great. Food. Breathe, yes. Anyone else?
Relaxation. Relaxation.
Yes. Yes, Neola. Neola, am I pronouncing your name correct, right? Neola.
No, it's actually Noel.
No.
Yes. But I said sleeping, like resting.
Yes, yeah. So let's say if we categorize, one is food, right? So, and it has to be the right amount of food, right quality of food. It's not if we eat too much, we'll get too much energy. It's not that, right? Has to be the right quantity and right amount of food. We may discuss this as more later on this. Second is sleep, as you correctly said. And again, same way, it has to be the right amount of sleep. How do you feel when you wake up on weekend 12 hours after 12 hours of sleep? Do you feel more energized? No, right? On the contrary, when you sleep over, you feel lethargy, laziness, right? So it has to be the right. If you sleep lesser, you will feel irritation and restless, isn't it? So on an average, I mean, depends. Everyone have a body need a different type, amount of sleep, but something between 7 to 8 hours is quite average. Child might need longer sleep than that. But of course, your body will tell you if you are not sleeping enough. That's why you will find many times when people go to work or they are traveling, they sleep. They fall asleep, isn't it? Because the body automatically will tell you if you haven't given enough rest or sleep, you would your body will tell you that. Third, again, like somebody said, relaxing exercise, we categorize that in a calm meditative mind. So it could be, and you can get that calm and meditative mind by doing exercise, listening to the music, running, jogging, yoga, swimming, whatever thing that you like to do, or like maybe like to spend time with somebody with whom you feel uplifted, maybe just speaking about some positiveness. So that state of mind or calmness, that gives you energy. And somebody said breath. Yeah, that's one of the very powerful and less recognized source of energy, which is this breath, isn't it? Right under our nose. If I'll ask you, what is the first act of our life? What is that a human do when they are born?
Breathe.
Child breathe in first, then cry, and whatever happens after, right? And what's going to be the last act of our life?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, breathe out. So the whole life is in between this breathe in and breathe out, yet we hardly give any importance to this breath, isn't it? Unless, like we just take it for granted. Unless we are short breath or when we are exercising, then only we realize that we're breathing. Otherwise, now maybe, or whenever, whatever we do, we hardly just notice that we are breathing, isn't it? We just take it for granted. There are research that shows more than 80% of the toxins get released through the breath from our body. And research also shows average human being hardly use 1/3 of their lung capacity, which means there is a lot more, capacity that our body has. Also, the research shows that every emotions that comes in our mind has a corresponding rhythmic pattern. So let's say when we have an anger emotion, how is the breathing pattern? It's very fast and rapid, isn't it? When we are sad or sorrow, how is the breathing pattern? Our outgoing breath is longer than incoming. Like you may have seen people in hospital literally doing like, right? You've seen that. And when we are happy, how is that? Like, whether we notice or not, the breath changes every time when the emotion changes in our mind. And between this mind emotions and the breathing pattern, we cannot we cannot go inside the mind and change the emotion, but certainly we have a control on our breath. By changing our breathing pattern, the way we take a breath, we can control that emotion to a certain extent. Like, for example, in olden days, you may have seen our parents used to say, when we used to get angry, they say, take long, deep breath in and out. And you see in few seconds that anger emotion come to a control to a certain extent, right? So certainly there are so many things. We may discuss more about it. Let me share something else as well. So what are the types of tendency? Like what are the tendencies of our mind? Like one is very much like whatever we speak here, it agrees or disagrees. So part of it will say, yes, I agree to that. And some say, okay, that one I agree, so I don't agree, or whatever is just agrees a part of it and disagrees a part of it, right? That happens mostly whenever we are in any chat. And what other tendencies of our mind is, it vacillate between the past and future. For example, let's do a practice. Let us close our eyes, observe your mind, and just observe, is it thinking about anything that has happened in past, or is it thinking something about that's going to happen in future? Just observe closely, keep your eyes closed, see where is your mind. Is it in past or future? And when you feel complete, open your eyes. Yeah. So where were you? Were you in past or future? Or where was your mind? You can share if you like.
I was in the future.
Future, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, some in past. Like what have you noticed? Let's say when we go in past, what are the emotions comes? Is anger, regret, isn't it? And and how is the body temperature then? When you have anger, you see like your body literally get too heated up. Like you see the red eyes, nose, ears, isn't it?
I was in the future.
And, yeah, when you're in future, what type of emotions comes? Fear and anxiety, right? Imagine if you are prepared for your interview or presentation or whatever exams, if you're going to, and just before you're hitting that performance stage, whether it's an interview or stage performance or you're going an exam, as soon as you step into the future, have you noticed the hands and the legs goes cold? It gets cold, isn't it? So imagine if as soon as this body goes in the past, it gets like heated temperature. When it goes in the future, it's like gets cooled down, right? Imagine if as a body is a slice of a pizza, and you take the slice of pizza in past, which is as good as taking into a microwave, and take it out, and then you take it into future, which is as good as going into fridge freezer. Put the slice of pizza in fridge freezer, then back in microwave, fridge freezer, microwave, fridge freezer, microwave, fridge freezer, past, future, past, future. What happens to the slice of a pizza? It will spoil, right? Won't be eatable. Is that what happens to many of the people who keep vacillating between past and future, worrying about too much in past and future? That's why you see many people or start looking much older than their age. Have you noticed that? Right? So just be aware, this is the tendency of a mind, unless we have learned how to be in present moment, which we'll discuss little later on as well. We mostly just travel between past and future. And another tendency of a mind is it clings on to the negativity. Or let's say, for example, if I give you 10 compliments, but one comment, one negative comment, what's more likely the thing the mind will remember? The 10 positive compliments?
No,
Right? The one negative comment. So see, this is the tendency of a mind. It clings on to the negative. Another tendency of a mind is it doubts the positive, but it doesn't doubt the negative. For example, somebody says to you, I love you, or something positive, you say, really? And when somebody says, I hate you, or something which is negative, you just believe that is like permanent and yes, this is right. I mean, your mind doesn't doubt it at all, right? Have you noticed that? I mean, simply all we are saying here is if you are aware of this tendency of a mind, you will be able to take a better decision. You will be able to live your life much better once you have a better understanding. You know, the quality of a life is determined by the state of a mind. Right? I repeat, the quality of a life is determined by the state of a mind. You may probably like to make a note of it. How do we handle our mind? We've never learned in school or at home, right? People do say that don't get angry, don't get upset and all, but people don't say how, but how, right? So this is all we are going to now discuss. So how we'll do a bit of, so we'll do a bit of some practice. Would you be interested to learn some breathing technique? Like, so as I mentioned that we can't win mind with the mind. So let's say, for example, if I'll ask you to do some, just some demonstration, close your eyes, just think about anything, but do not think about a brown monkey eating banana. You can think anything, but do not let the brown monkey come in your mind or in your thoughts eating banana. You may open your eyes. So what did you see? Did you notice the monkey?
First,
Right. You see,
Yeah.
like, so whatever you tell your mind not to do, it will do that for sure. So whatever you resist will persist. So you can't win mind with the mind. But the way to win it by using breath. Once you use the breath, then it becomes like, kite flying skills. So let's say your emotions are like, like a kite, which is flying all over the place. And the breath is like a thread. Once you've learned how to use these breathing techniques, then it becomes like a kite flying. You can control your emotions at your will, like how you control a kite with a thread. It's like, yeah. So would you all like to experiment something, like to learn some breathing technique? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. We'll do something called Vastrika. So let's, yeah. So we'll sit on, if you're sitting on a chair, let's come on the front of the edge of the chair. So you can, your spine erect straight. So you're not leaning back, but spine erect straight. If you're on the floor, that's even well and good. Yeah. So the way we'll do is I'll first do a few rounds, then I'll explain, and then we'll do together. Yeah. So let me push it back so you can see my hands. Because when we breathe in, basically our hands goes up. And when the hand goes up, palms opens up like this. So when it goes on top, basically palms opens up. Yeah. So I'm just bending back just to show. And when it comes down, you make a fist back, loose fist by the side of your shoulders, and thumbs outside your fist. Shoulders relaxed, chin straight. Yeah. So I'll do a few more rounds and then we'll again do together, right? So, And when we breathe in, fill your lungs, and with the force of gravity, let the hands go down. So it's not a gym exercise. We're not resisting our hand, but it's just completely let go. Yeah, it might touch the rib cage and then bring anything which is blocking out. Like so, it also helps you to cleanse up the blood flow. So anything which is blocked will be also helpful. So let's do. So what we'll do is we'll do 3 rounds like this. So we'll do, let's say, first round with 15 to 20 repetition. When then we rest with palms resting on the knees, facing upward like this. Yeah, and we keep our eyes closed throughout. Then we do another round, 15, 20 repetitions, and then rest like this. Then we third round, and throughout this process, we'll keep our eyes closed. And let's see how we feel. Okay, all ready? Is it clear? Okay, great. So let's start. Loose fist by the side of your shoulders relaxed, chin straight, a nice gentle smile to relax your face muscles. Keep your eyes closed throughout
Just
until
1 minute, Sumit. Just be hands are by your side. I'll show you. Hands are just by here, by your waist. That's right. Not like that. They're just like that. That's right. And they go straight up and they come straight down. Just let gravity take its course. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Sumit. Carry on.
fine, yeah. And Miss Jaspir, see, I think maybe if you show your hand, I think maybe your hand position, is it like this? Facing outward, right? Or I think you are like, yeah, that's right. This is better now. Okay, so let's keep our eyes closed. Let's first take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. And now we begin together. As we breathe in, hands goes up, palms open up, out, in, out, in, out, in, 4, in, 5, in, out, 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 in, out. And keeping your eyes closed, relax. Palms resting on the knees, facing upward. Observe your breath and any sensations in your body. And keeping eyes closed, let's get ready for the second round of Bhastrika. Loose fist by the side of your shoulders. Shoulders relaxed, chin straight, a nice gentle smile on your face. Let's first take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. Now we begin together. Breathe in, palms goes up, out, in, 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 out, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, in, out, in, out, in, out, and relax, keeping your eyes closed, palms resting on the knees, facing upward. Observe your breath and any sensations in your body. And let's get ready for third and final round of Bhastrika. Loose fist by the side of your shoulders, shoulders relaxed, chin straight, a nice gentle smile on your face. Let's take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. Together we breathe in, out, 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 out, in, 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 out, and like keeping your eyes closed, arms resting on the knees, facing upward. Observe your breath. Sensations in your body. You become aware of this in your body. When you feel complete, you may open your eyes. Good. How was it for you? Good. You see, just in few minutes of these 3 rounds, this changes the overall state of your mind, isn't it? You can do this as well during your day whenever you feel low. Just do few rounds like this. That can help you to increase your energy level. This is just one of the things. So now I'll pass it on to Pushpaji. Over to you. If you can just guide them for the next process.
Okay, right. So what we're going to do now is meditation. So for meditation, it's actually the art of letting go. Meditation is opposite to concentration. So when we're actually sleeping, we are not aware of what is happening, and we are oblivious to what's happening. But when we're actually meditating, we are actually aware of what is actually happening around us. So it's actually the opposite of sleeping. And they say that 20 minutes of meditation is equivalent to about 4 to 6 hours of sleep. That's how powerful meditation is. Now, has anybody here not meditated before? So Ronald hasn't meditated before. I know Sunita's been to my workshops before, and Jasbir and Margaret, they're my regulars. So there are 3 golden rules to meditation. The first one is, I want nothing. The second is, I am nothing. We wear all these different hats on our heads. We say, oh, I'm a superhuman, or I'm very intelligent, or I'm a fool. So we drop all these. And the third one is, I do nothing. So for the next 15 to 20 minutes, just say, I want nothing, I am nothing, and I do nothing. So I'll be giving simple instructions. You don't need to focus too much on the instructions. Oh, I missed one point or something like that. So just sit easily, comfortably and easily with the back straight, shoulders relaxed. And it's important to keep your eyes closed throughout the whole session. Firstly, can anybody hear me okay? Firstly, yeah? Everybody hear me? Just give me a thumb. Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, so let's sit. Sunita, are you comfortable there? Do you want to have something more comfortable? You're okay, Sunita?
Yeah, I'm all right. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, it's important to be comfortable, because if you're uncomfortable, then you know your focus will more on, oh, I wish I'd put a comfortable chair or cushion behind me or something like that. So it's important to be comfortable first of all. So let's sit with our back straight. Shoulders are relaxed, eyes closed, and nice big smile on our face. So let's take a deep breath in and let go. Let's take another deep breath in and exhale fully. Listen carefully to all the noises around you. Any birds chirping outside? Any traffic going past? Any noises in the house? Accept all the noises. Be in harmony with the environment. Let's take a deep breath in and let go. Become aware of your physical body. The body is a beautiful gift to you by nature in love. Honor your body. Become aware of your feet touching the floor. Thighs and hips. Genitals. Abdomen and navel region. Chest. Shoulders. Arms. Neck. Back of the head. Top of the head. Forehead. Eyes. Cheeks. Lips and chin. Your whole face. Become aware of your whole body. Let's take a deep breath in and let go. Become aware of your thoughts. Whether good thoughts or bad thoughts. Be in harmony with them. Do not resist the thoughts. Now you are in harmony with the thoughts. Let's take a deep breath in and let go. Become aware of your feelings. Whether pleasant or unpleasant. Accept the feelings as they are. You are peace and joy. Become aware of the feelings. Become aware of your thoughts. Become aware of any sensations in the body. Become aware of the environment. Let's take a deep breath in and let go. Very slowly and gradually, at your own pace, you may open your eyes. Welcome back, everybody. Noel, you okay?
Sorry.
Ronald? Sunita?
Yes.
Maggie? Jaspir?
Yes, very good. Thank you.
Can tell by the smile on people's faces. Even Sumit is smiling. So Ronald, how did you find it, your first meditation?
Um, I was dozing off. I can hear your voice, but it felt like I was falling asleep at the same time, then being pulled back to being aware of what's going on. So I don't know if that's okay or normal.
How do you feel now?
More relaxed, I guess. A bit
Relaxed.
relaxed, I guess.
Wonderful. Noel?
It was good. I feel relaxed.
Relaxed.
Yes.
Good.
Very-
Good.
And what you said how many minutes of meditation equal 4 hours of sleep?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that, Noel.
You mentioned that a certain amount of minutes of meditation equals like 3 to 4 hours of sleep. What was that?
That it's 4 to 6 hours of sleep. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
How long does that equate to?
Yeah, about 20 minutes of meditation. It's equivalent to about 4 to 6 hours of sleep. So you feel that much relaxation in the body. Do you feel relaxed at the moment?
Yes, very.
Good, good. Maggie?
Thank you.
Good. Sunita?
Yes, I feel good, but I think near towards the end, I felt a bit sleepy, but I could still hear your voice. Yeah, and I think it's the breathing as well. I feel as though, are you supposed to take deep breaths as you're doing it, or do you just breathe normally?
Just normal breath, just normal. Let's just take deep. When I say deep breathe out, we just go not necessarily very deep, just normal sort of breath. Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel good. Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yes.
Jasbir,
Thank you. Yes, I enjoyed it. I really
you always
enjoyed.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice, nice and relaxed,
Yeah.
and happy.
Happy. That's so happy. Wonderful. Good. Good. Good.
Thank you.
So
Thank you very
Sumit,
much.
shall I
Thank you.
I'll pass you over back to Sumit?
So have you noticed just in few minutes,
You-
half an hour
Not,
or so,
I think your voice
you
isn't
can hear
coming.
me well? You can
Yeah.
hear me well?
Yeah.
So
Hello.
have you noticed just in half an hour or so, in how we feel, how the shift in our mind happened, right? You feel the difference, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, this is just a very small glimpse of what we do in those 3 days of workshop, which we are going to discuss soon, where we go much deeper. We go into this detoxing process. And remember, I discussed in the beginning something called Sudarshan Kriya, the tool, right? You remember that? The tool that can increase your energy at your own will, right? So this Sudarshan Kriya is a Sanskrit word. Su is a proper, Darshan is a vision, Kriya is a purifying action. So through the rhythm of breath or action of breath that we take, we really come to know who we are. I mean, this Sudarshan Kriya, I say is like one of the best gift to the humankind. I mean, 18 years ago, when I come across with this tool and practice, I was a student those days. I used to study chartered accountancy, and I mean the life was very much busy. I used to start at 5 a.m. in the morning, and I used to live in Mumbai those days, and I used to finish at 11 because we used to travel so much that I used to only go out once in the morning and come back at night at 11 because I can't come back home during the day. So I used to start with my classes. So in order to reach my classes at 7 a.m., I get up at 5, reach there, and then I used to finish classes at around 9 a.m. and at 10 a.m. because I used to live in Andheri. In case if you're aware of Mumbai city, is one of the fastest city in India. So, and I used to then go to, because we have to work under a chartered accountant at 10, just to cut the story short. So, uh, during that period, I mean, so it's about, by the time I used to finish class and come to the railway station, it takes 15 minutes, and only fast train can take you to the place within 35 to 40 minutes. Otherwise, it takes 1 hour. So I never used to have a time to take a breakfast. I mean, my breakfast was, the vada pav, and in English, it's like a burger. Yeah. And how I used to travel, just to let you know, I used to travel in the fast train where the train door never closes there. I mean, so if you have habit of traveling in a metro train, so I used to travel like one hand on the pole of the edge is one leg inside the train, one leg outside the train, and I used to travel like this. And this is how my life journey was. So only the time when I could go inside the train is when we say, the pole is coming, so let me come in for a minute. Then we used to go. So that's how the fast life was. And then I used to finish my work in the evening. Then, as I mentioned, I used to go for a workout. So I used to go gym, then come back. So at 11 a.m. I used to come, 11 p.m. So that's how the life was. And I seen my friend, he was always smiling. And I said, look, we both are doing the same thing. We studied chartered accountancy, we do a practice and everything we are going through. But how come you are smiling? By the time I reach home at 11 p.m., I just completely run down and no energy left. It's like that sort of situation. So he recommended me to join this Art of Living Happiness program, where the life start. Once I've seen, things started to change for me. I started feeling more, for no reason, happiness, joy, enthusiastic, productive, creative, and I became a better student. Then whatever I was doing, it started becoming better and better. So when I started working for, like I worked for HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, and I became a better employee. Then I came to London. I studied here. I became good again in whatever I was doing. Then I became good at my job place. Then when I became good in a job place, I decided to set up my own business. So I set up my business, then that business went quite well. So I set up another business that went well. So I set up another business that went well. And then people started asking me, how do you do all of this? So and they asked me, can you teach me? So I also have some training academy, as a profession. That's my other professional life of it. And this is my volunteer role, by the way. So then I started teaching people. So I have a wealth academy where I teach people many things about property investment, how to become financially free. So a lot of those things. Then I written a few books as well to help people. So I've written half a dozen of books. But here, message here is I'm not saying look at what I've achieved or like bragging about that. But behind all of this achievement, the practice that I learned in Art of Living has contributed immensely, like a lot. I mean, I feel like it. I come from a middle class family, had no support, and still many things that I managed to achieve. It wasn't possible without having that, spiritual groundedness in my life. So that has really changed my life. And many times I've seen anyone who has joined this, this happiness program, like by profession, basically, in a way, I'm a financial consultant. I teach people how to invest, where to invest. If somebody will ask me what was the best investment, Sumit, that you have ever made, my answer would be the money that I invested in that happiness program. Although it wasn't much, but it's very small, but that has paid me hundreds and thousands and millions of times more than what I invested. So that is just my, so we'll also share a link. We do this in 3 days of workshop because we need to spend more time. And you know how you felt now. You would like to do this. I mean, you like to feel happiness, calm, relaxed, inner peace for rest of your life, isn't it? And that is a tool which can help you to have this on regular basis. So I'll share a link. Meantime, I'll let Pushpaji to share her part of it. If she needs to say anything, I'll just quickly find that link and then share here, and hopefully in the code. Yeah. So I'll let you carry on, Pushpaji, meantime, and then I've got a small video to show, which I'll show you shortly.
Okay. Yeah. So I came to Art of Living back in 2004 when a friend of mine recommended I do this happiness grow. It's now actually called Meditation and on Breath Workshop. We do everything online now. And at that time, I was having a lot of health issues. I was going through the menopause. I wasn't sleeping well. I'll be awake till 4 in the morning, so and then obviously I have to get up to go to work and that. And I used to be constantly tired. Then you've got a family to look after, kids, in-laws, the story, the house to run and everything. And I was constant, and obviously with all this affects the relationship, angry all the time. And to be honest, after doing this with Darshan Kriya, it's the sky technique. It helped me to turn my life around completely. My health improved immensely, my relationship improved, and I have actually become so much calmer. Before I used to get angry just like that, but now I'm so calm. I don't react that much to people getting angry at me or shouting at me and things. So Maggie herself, she's done the happiness program, and she has actually been in it since 2003. So Maggie, would you like to share anything, story or anything? You're muted, Maggie. So you're muted. So you have to unmute yourself.
I'd just like to say it's the best thing I ever did. I did lots of exploring various spiritual kind of things, but then the Art of Living was the best thing I ever did. All you said, how you cope better with everything.
That's right. That's how you cope. Actually, the knowledge that's given in this meditation and breath workshop, it helps with your day-to-day life, basically, and it just helps you to cope with day-to-day life, really, and how to be more positive and more energetic, really. That's what it comes down to. So we're having this online meditation and breath workshop on 11th, 12th, and 13th of September. So it's 2-hour workshop over 2 hours on 11th, 2 hours on 12th, and 2 hours on the 13th. So altogether, it's 2, 4, 6, 7.5, 8 hours.